If you have not watched a video titled Covert Narcissist Manufacturing Their Abuser, it is best to go back and watch that one first. In that video, I talked about covert narcissists that create abusers for themselves. These narcissists are very dangerous because they create beliefs in their victims that they are true monsters. Their victims are constantly provoked, subtly and covertly or even openly in a way that the victim erupts and see themselves behaving in a violent, hurtful, really angry way. They are being told that they are abusers and they see it themselves. Again, like in the previous video, there is a disclaimer. Exactly the same looking situation may be happening in the real abuser, real victim dynamic. So where the narcissist is violent and behaves out of proportion with no reason. This is real, and in this case, the victim is a real victim. So to the subject of today's video. What happens to the beliefs of the false abuser, so to the person that is being pushed into a violent character by a covert narcissist? This is a very damaging process, and the level of damage depends on the intensity of the abuse and how long it has been going on for. In some cases, the false abuser has gone so deep into the staged role that they became the primary abuser in their other relationships. They believe they are bastards, and they just behave like bastards. In some other cases, the person can have these thoughts that might be coming completely out of nowhere that they are a terrible person and they do not deserve love, good relationships, a good loving family, success in life. They do not know why they have these thoughts, but they are pervasive and overwhelming. In this case, the false abuser can try to keep overly busy to not let these deep thoughts to surface. They keep friendships and family, they have a good life, and they just cannot stop business because the silence would let the deep haunting thoughts resurface. What they do not know is that these thoughts are coming from beliefs that had been programmed in them in the moments when, for example, their parents were provoking them into anger, hurtful outbursts, or even being violent and then twisting and turning the situation and playing victims themselves. The behavior of the provoked child or a teenager did not have to be anything bad really, but the feeling of frustration and humiliation and hatred directed on themselves was super strong, and this is what created a belief of being unworthy, being a monster, trash that deserves to be punished. Think about the situation when someone gets you so frustrated through manipulation and provocation that you may want to hurt yourself, or you wish you were dead, or you want to just crush something yours to punish and hurt yourself. That is it. This is you telling yourself that you are a piece of shit and trash and that people should treat you badly, because this is what you deserve. When then people treat you good, you feel overgrateful, like they just picked you dirty trash from the floor, except just stepping on you just like you deserve. From here you have these beliefs that you do not deserve, and even if your false victim is away now and you do not hear these thoughts anymore, the beliefs are there waiting for you to let your guard down. Until you acknowledge them and release them and put in the good healthy ones. From here a lot of sexual problems come from as well. A need for being humiliated, treated like trash. BDSM lets people get into these beliefs, deep thoughts, and release the charge built up in there for a little while. This does not heal the belief and the wound, but it releases some of the charge there. So people with these beliefs that they do not deserve good can create a dynamic where they push the other person to treat them badly because they have the need to be punished, but then they do not understand this and they still see the bad behavior of the other person, so they think that they are a victim. Here they recreate exactly the same false victim, false abuser cycle that they were subjected to by someone else in their childhood. In some other cases, the belief created in childhood pushes people to leave and isolate themselves from people because they believe that they are a monster and that if they get closer with people, they will show their real face and hurt others. This is what has been programmed in them, that their true self is hurtful for other people, and also because they have plenty of emotional charge built up in them, and usually they are still in contact with the person who keeps that charge on a very high level. They indeed can be easily triggered by something that can seem rather small for others. When you leave the narcissistic people for a time long enough to release the charge that they keep building up in you, you start to see real you, and you start to see that all that charge was not yours. That all that was being created for you. However, the wounds, triggers, and false beliefs are still there deep inside of you, and you must heal them before you enter new relationships, because you will bring these false patterns there with you and unknowingly can sabotage these new relationships and fall into the same patterns with new people. Even if they are healthy, you may drag them into an unhealthy dynamic without consciously knowing this.